This morning I want to share with you part of my history. I'm always considered a foreigner. I live in this country, Paraguay, but people keep asking me, where do you come from? In the back you see what is called a replica of the so-called Red Door. In 1930, my great-grandparents left Russia. Why? Because they were considered enemies of the state because they were Christians, and everything was taken from them and with nothing left. And especially if you were a pastor or a teacher, they sent you to concentration camps in Siberia. And so my grandparents, they were then at that time 18 years old. They decided to go to Moscow and apply for papers. And to understand, they were Germans, Christians, Mennonites living in Russia. And now that was their only guilt or sin, that they were Christians and that they wanted just one thing: work in peace and freedom. And now that was made impossible. So what did they do? They tried to flee Russia. And there was a group of 18,000 people. They came to Moscow applying for papers. And one day in 1930, in November, a group of 5,000 people received papers, and the door opened for one day. 5,000 people were able to escape in November 1930. And when they passed this red door, they started to sing. They gave glory to God that they were on their way to freedom. So that's how everything started. Then the next thing was how to find a new place, a new home. And Paraguay was one of those countries that gave them the privileges they were looking for: freedom and faith, freedom in having their own schools, freedom of working in peace. And that's how everything started. So my grandparents were about 18, 19 years old when they came to Paraguay. So my parents were born here, I'm born here, I have no other citizenship besides a Paraguayan citizenship. And I'm proud of being a Paraguayan, but I also have a German upbringing. I have somehow a multicultural mindset because of that, and I'm so thankful for that. And in the back, you see the first administration house of the colony, which is now a museum. And in this museum hangs, you can see, I'll post it in some moment later, the picture of my grandfather. I'm very proud of my grandfather. He was one of those people that really worked hard to build this colony, and he was the administrator for 25 years in this colony. So for me, he is a hero whom I really admire, which is a great role model for me. And yes, his faith and his obedience and his sacrifice for the good of the people, that's really inspiring for me. So that's what I wanted to share with you, to give you an idea. So why I don't look Paraguayan, but I am Paraguayan. Why do I speak German as my first language, and Spanish as a second, and English as a third? That's because of this multicultural upbringing, and it's a privilege to be here in this country, to be alive, to have freedom of faith. So behind me is a monument that remembers the first 25 years. And so thank you for watching, and I will share my story with you in a written form in the next post. So keep following me and listening for more. So have a great day. God bless you.